back to Sustainable Innovation YouTube channel, where we've been talking about three major things: sustainable farming practices, sustainable energy efficiency, and water conservation. I'm your host, Anne Okello. Today, we're going to talk about dairy farming. And on dairy farming specifically in this episode, we are going to talk about housing structure, how to build the house. The next thing we're going to cover in this episode is going to be on which kind of species are you going to pick. Is it for milk or for fat content? We are going to differentiate those ones. And finally, on how to feed your dairy animals so that they can give you either milk or fat content in high production. Welcome.
Hello viewers, my name is Phoebe Nyadera Obongo from Kochia East. Phoebe Obongo is a teacher, almost retiring, but also a farmer, a dairy farmer. I ventured into dairy farming because I like to milk so much. So I just decided, apart from teaching could not sustain me. So my side hustle was dairy farming. And that's what I'm doing. So far, this is my office. This is where I sit when I'm here. I do take records of how the cows are eating. I do observe them. Sometimes when they're feeding, I do look at them. If at all there is any problem with the feeds, or maybe there is a problem with any of them, or if any is just about to be on heat. So basically that is what I do mostly in my office. I take most of the time, take my data when I'm seated here in my office, because this is where at least I'm able to see the animals the whole day. I'm doing total zero grazing. Presently I have about 6 animals, though I have many, more than that. I have just 2 that sometimes I do take to graze outside. But these 6, they're on total zero grazing, because at least that one will give me high yield. I do get milk enough. I enjoy doing this, because at least I'm able to get money, I'm able to get milk. Herein I have 3 types of breeds. I have Ayrshire, I have Friesian, and I have Guernsey. Before I got into dairy farming, I used to hear stories of maybe this breed is like this, but I kept all of them because I wanted to find out which one will give me the best yield, which one will give me enough milk, and which one is more resistant to the diseases that maybe they can get within the area where I am. We can look at the animals, and I will explain the type of animals I have and the reason why I do have them. So the first breed that I have is this one here, and this one is called Ayrshire. This Ayrshire, I love it. I love this animal. I call it Gila. It's my best breed. The reason why I love it so much, it gives me milk that the butter fat is really high. And so I really love it. It's the best of the animals that I have here. Gila just calved a month ago. And so that is the best Ayrshire I have. I also have this one here. I call it Sabbath. Another type of Ayrshire is that one there. I call it Jeff. So I do keep the Ayrshires because the butter fat of the milk, though they don't give a lot of milk, but the butter fat of the milk is very high, and that is the reason why I do keep the Ayrshires. They also do much better. When it comes to diseases, they are a little bit more resistant in this area here. Another breed that I'm keeping is this one here. This one is Guernsey. Guernsey, I do call it the shorter girl. This short girl, I love it because it gives a lot of milk. In fact, I would say it is the second to the Friesians. Though the butter fat content in the Guernseys is not as high as that one in the Ayrshires. And it also calves very well. It doesn't skip the heat. That's why I also love it. The butter fat content for Guernsey is not as high as that one of Friesian, of Ayrshire, but it's still much better than that Friesian. The other breed I also have is Friesian. Friesian here I have two Friesian. Now I have this one. I call it Amani. Amani, so far when it comes to milk production, Amani is my best. It normally gives the highest, around 16, when it comes down, around 16 liters in a day. And I have two of them, the Amani and Reggie. Reggie is the other Friesian that I have. I would say the amount of milk they give me, I'm okay, because Reggie can also give around 16 to 18 when it comes down. With the Friesians, they are a little bit delicate. You can easily lose them to diseases because of the way they are. My animals, as a dairy farmer, I normally feed them on dry matter. As you can see, this one now, what I would add is salt. Once I add salt and water to the dry matter, that is what I normally feed them on. And the benefit of feeding them on dry matter is that once they take that dry matter, then they are able to drink a lot of water. And after drinking a lot of water, then at least, as you all know, milk is 80% water. So they'll give me milk once they take that one. I would once in a while maybe give them, this is hay that we normally keep, and sometimes we do give them also desmodium, and we also give them mulatto. Mulatto contain a lot of protein. So I have a field where I've planted mulatto. I have mulatto 2 and mulatto 1. Now once in a while we give them mulatto, and that mulatto will help them to bring up now the protein content. And also we have desmodium sometimes. Desmodium we do buy. It's also in type of dry matter, so it also adds the protein content there. Apart from the dry matter, I also give them dairy meal. Dairy meal is just to substitute the minerals that they take, because for them to give milk, they also need they need minerals. I do give them dairy meal also to help substitute in the minerals. Apart from the dairy meal, I also give them salt. I do buy the salt that I hang all over here. Each paddock at least I hang 2, so they can lick that mineral anytime they feel like, because at least the cow would, when the body needs that mineral, they would know, and they lick the salt that I normally tie here. Apart from the one we tie, we also have one that we add to the water that we put where we put the dry hay, so that the mineral content is enough for the animals, so that will give them enough FRM. This is where I keep the animals. It is enough for 10. It can be enough for 10, but for now I only have 6 inside here. And each of the animals, they know where they sleep. This side is where they sleep, and the other side is where they eat. Each one of them knows, once they get inside here, they just get to where they are supposed to eat. And I also have the truffle where they drink. Now in the far end there, we have the milking parlor where we usually do the milking. So once it is time for milking, they are taken to that far end where we normally do the milking.
Thanks so much for watching this episode. I hope that you learned something. Please leave us a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and feel very free to share. stay tuned for the next episode.